Hey guys, Dr. Decks here. Today we're laying decking. It's my namesake. It's the core of what we do. We framed this deck. Yesterday we got a lot of progress done. We have about 3/4 of the deck laid. Then we ran into some issues. Not really issues, but just things we had to do to finish off the deck. I'll explain those in a minute. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like and comment below. Hit the bell icon if you want to be notified when we're putting out fresh content. You really can't see it right now because we have some deck boards in the way, but we had to create an access panel for the sewer grinder pump. So that's buttoned up now. We have 2 layers of Nilo sheet, which is no longer available. Unfortunately, that company went out of business. But Nilo sheet is basically a fiberglass panel that has recycled carpet and resin as the core. It's waterproof and it will never rot. So I scored like 20 sheets of this stuff when they went out of business, and I've been slowly drawing off of that for future deck builds for access panels and things where I know it's gonna get really wet, and if I just stick some 2x material to the bottom of it, it's gonna rot out eventually. So it's all been G-taped and ready to go, and once we cut that away, I'll show it to you what it looks like and how it works. So I'm also creating another little access for a clean out below the surface. We were having issues trying to figure that out. We got that all figured out. So I'm gonna get that installed. We still have a lot of Cortexing to do today, a lot of plugging, and we're gonna get around to all that. Just follow along, see how we do. And we're just gonna get ready to start laying some more deck boards. You'll notice on the deck, there's some chalk to get our lines nice and straight and to keep them that way. We're basically have been laying 5 deck boards at a time. And so we're using these spacers right here that you can get from the AZEK and TimberTech webpage. And we use those, and we have these special clamps that we're able to clamp 5 boards together at once, and then we chalk the lines and then we screw them off with our Cortex screws. So anyway, so we're just gonna go ahead and finish building out over this panel, and then we'll try to finish out the rest of the deck today. Well, everyone makes mistakes, right? Even me. So I got really ahead of myself, and we're putting an alternate colored border on this deck, but I went ahead and laid the last deck in the same color. So I gotta pull this board now and throw it away. Cost me 50 bucks. Originally, when we tore this old deck out, we thought we were just dealing with the grinder pump. And we started digging around because we had some footings to place because we built the deck a little more robust than the one that was here before it. And we discovered there was a clean out that had been buried and we had no idea was down here. So I wanted to leave access for whoever has to ever deal with this grinder pump. They can see that there's a clean out as well from inside, and then they can pull this section of the deck board up and be able to get to it. I'm doing a test cut to depth to see how deep my track saw is gonna cut. I'm trying not to cut the G-tape, but I'm also trying to get these boards cut to the right depth so I can just snap them off or pull them away. So I'm kind of looking for a paper thin piece of the decking to be still attached at the bottom. So I'm gonna just run this saw really quick and see what I got before I cut this entire line. Okay, it looks like I'm a little deep because I was able to drop that piece. I want them to kind of still hang on when I cut. That's why I'm running a test, so I can kind of dial in my depth before I actually make my cut. All right, so that's the depth I want. That when I cut these, I'm not actually cutting through the tape like I did right here. This is pretty thin though. I cut through the tape, but I didn't actually cut the top of the joist. But I want my boards to cut like this so that I can just come through and break these off. And there's like a paper thin layer that I can use a utility blade on without really damaging the tape. They're still kind of hanging on, but I'm not actually cutting through like I did here. So I'll take another piece of G-tape and cover this up. But that's the depth. So now I've got my track saw set to depth. I can go ahead and make all my cuts.
So yeah, we're just Cortexing right now. I think I've used like 3 different styles of plugs. These are the originals, where they just tossed them in a bag like this. And it's not bad, but the new collated ones, like these, are much easier. These are actually the mid model. So the new ones, the little plastic here is much thicker. So sometimes with these old ones, the plugs will just fall out if you rip them or this and that. But with this collated model, you can just put your thumb behind the plug, and it's much quicker than having to fumble through these guys and get the grain right. So yeah, check them out. Cortex is cool.
All right, guys, thanks for watching today's episode. I really, really, really appreciate it. You know what else I'd appreciate is if you click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon if you want to be notified when we're putting out new content, which is 5 days a week. And leave a comment below and like our page, like this video. We so much appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.